It's just logic and using the brain in that manner.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Zeit channel. Today with indeed a special topic as always. A few people accuse Starboard that this game is an asset flip and they bought everything from the Unreal Engine store and did nothing themselves. Especially a lot in the YouTube comments, I read that a lot. On Reddit I read it sometimes, and on the forums there were a few posts about that. And I can totally get that why a few people think that. I mean, just for example, if you look at this asset here, this is the medieval village. I mean, you can clearly see that this is Haven. This is the main road in Haven or in Fabernum, and the whole Fabernum is just not a one-to-one copy. They added a lot of objects and they added a lot of unique stuff to that, and they flipped around a little bit the houses and stuff like that. But what is wrong with that? I mean, it still looks good. And here another example, for example, the Tinram Arena and the Tinram in general. I mean, yeah, they put together Tinram from all these assets here. I guess this was a lot of effort, and this is also why some ground still don't match up and some stuff is still not looking perfectly, but they will rework Tinram anyway someday. You can see here clearly that it's a lot. They took a lot from that, and yeah, of course, it's not stopping there. I mean, they also took a lot of the points of interest. For example, I just saw this one. But there are a lot more points of interest that are just from a few assets put together and stuff like that. And yeah, the trees, of course, as well. I mean, why should they waste time on trees and houses and whatever stuff that they can easily buy from the asset store? I mean, yeah. I don't know. Why should they took all the time and effort to make something unique? If they can just copy it and it works as well. I mean, Fabernum looks great, Meduli looks great, Tinram needs a fucking overwork, and also the Harbor District and stuff like that, but this is the other topic. I mean, I think it's good that they don't waste time on nonsense, making another barrel, making another market stand, making another building, making another tree, and then they use all the resources to getting shit done and making the critical things in the game and focusing on the actual mechanics and the actual programming of the game and the actual more critical stuff of the game and not this nonsense. I mean, they have a lot of unique stuff. They have also the Murinkur is also put together with assets, of course. This is the Chinese town from Unreal Engine store. The armors, the weapons have a unique touch. They also have some statues. The armors for the pets and all the stuff like that is also pretty unique. And the animals are very unique and so on. So they do unique stuff to give it the mortal touch, but they don't want to waste time for stuff that makes no sense. I mean, me personally as a player, I don't fucking care if it's the copied city from whatever game. I don't fucking care as long as it looks good. I mean, now you know that Fabernum is a board town, Meduli is a board town, sure, with some unique stuff in there. Tinram is mostly put together, and Murinkur is also mostly put together. And please vote in the poll below. I will link a poll below. Do you like the board assets or do you don't like the board assets they used in the game? But enough of all that. Let's hear Henrik's statement to the whole asset thing, because he explains it a little bit better, I guess. I searched a little bit for that.
Flip Unreal assets. James Fett, I don't know if you know what it means to make an MMORPG game. I don't know if you're a game dev or not, but that statement obviously is quite off, you know. We work with Unreal Engine. They are promoting us to use assets and components to help us build a better game. When we need a tree or a structures, we don't want to spend one of our few artists to spend time on that when we actually have mortal custom assets that we need to work on, that we're doing on a daily basis, especially now for TC. We're working a lot on that. Everything that is custom, everything that needs to support custom game code and functions. Obviously, you can't just buy that. You can't buy the asset, you can't buy the codes. That's something we worked on 16 years. We have very good experience of that. We are a small team, so we can never really compete with the giants. And even the giants today are actually making use of Epic Games assets in many ways and forms when it comes to this generic content. So even the giants are using generic content, and why shouldn't we that benefit even more from doing it? It's just logic and using the brain in that manner. And if that's something we can do, then it shouldn't be hard to understand that component, right? Cheap and lazy, why are every giant doing it now as well? I don't think you follow the game development. Today, AI assets and tools are being expanded in a rapid time period, and if you don't tap into that, you're gonna fall behind very quickly. We focus on what we do best, and that is building a unique sandbox MMORPG, and we don't want to spend our valuable time on something that is stupid, right? We try to put that on what makes our game stand out and offer something unique and different, rather than building our own stones and trees and stuff like that, you know? I mean, you can't buy our clays, races in the game. You know, everything mortal related obviously needs to be custom, and that's where we spend all of our time. And even the giant, like I said, and some of the most popular games coming out are using heavily assets from Epic Games, and that's why Epic are promoting heavily with game developers, working closely with game developers, and also expanding their platform to promote game developers, small and large. No, so we use Unreal Engine 3 or 4 now for one thing, and that is rendering the game. The rest of the game is a network solution, which is a MMORPG. If you Google that, you will see that that is a very specific component. It's not a single player game, so that's why it's taken us 16 years to reach this point. There is no one else that uses anything remotely close to what we have, and that is also why our game performs and runs very different from most other games that also uses the Unreal Engine. But anyway, most people know that by now, and I've seen that for themselves over the years. But you know, I try to answer everything once. So we use Unreal Engine to render the game, and that's it. 80% of the game is MMORPG network codes, pretty much, and then we use the clients and rendering in Unreal Engine. And we built it to support all Unreal Engines in the future. That's why we can step over to Unreal Engine 5 now, that we are slowly getting closer to. We first need to deliver TC, as you know, and then we are fully focused on transitioning to Unreal Engine 5. Have an update, keep the good work. Thank you very much.
So please leave your opinion about the whole thing in the comments, would be fucking awesome. And I mean, seriously, we need a rework of Tinrum. I mean, a lot of people I talk to, a lot of new players who started in Tinrum or in Fabonum and then went to Tinrum is like, what the fuck is this? I mean, it looks mediocre, yeah, but it looks a lot like put together, and where there's no main plaza like in Mortal Online 1, there's just this well fountain, I don't know, stuff. But anyway, it doesn't matter. And even the floors don't match up sometimes, and this looks all a little bit strange often, I don't know. Where you have a pattern and then there's a line through the pattern, and I don't know. So please leave a like and subscribe, would be fucking awesome, and ring the bell. And if you are searching for a German guild, please look in the description. And special thanks to all the supporters, of course: Carmel, Professor, Lukario, Love Gaming, Giovanni, Vargas, Ronus, Patenax, Colon, Bulldog, Diesel, Greta, you and all the others, of course. And never forget to make the assets hard. Yeah. Just make party hard. See you all next time. Goodbye.